This is Shannon from the Walworth-Seeley Public Library, and I am here today with 5 STEM activities for you to hopefully inspire you to take some learning outside. The materials that you're going to be needing for your sundial clock is a paper plate, a pencil, some tape, and then a utensil to mark your time. So I'm going to take my paper plate and I want it to be facing down. So the side that you would usually eat on is going to be facing down. And we need to poke a hole right in the center of our paper plate. So I'm going to take my pencil with the tip. I'm going to poke a hole right in the center. Just a little one, and you want it small enough so that when you stick your pencil in, it's just big enough for it to fit snugly. You want the eraser side to go in so that it can sit flat on the ground. And then I'm going to grab some tape to secure it. Alright, so when you're confident that it sits straight up and down, then your sundial is ready. Now we're going to note what time it is. It is currently 8 in the morning for me, so I am going to mark where the shadow of my pencil meets my paper plate. So right here is where the shadow meets my paper plate. So I'm going to use my pencil and make a little mark on my paper plate, and then I'm going to write the time on my paper plate so that I know what time this mark is. And so now every hour I'm going to come back out and I'm going to mark where the shadow is on my paper plate. And let's see if we can notice what happens to our shadow. This sundial clock is a great science experiment for kids to learn about how the earth rotates and the sun's path throughout the day and how the shadows are affected. There's also the added bonus of learning how to tell time. STEM activity number 2 is all about shadows. So I grabbed some objects from my house and I went outside and I brought some paper and a marker, and I looked at the shadows that were cast by my objects at different times throughout the day, and I traced the outline of my shadows to see how they were different. This is a great activity to learn about how the earth rotates and the sun's path throughout the day. I did this experiment at about 11 o'clock in the morning, and then I also did it again at about 5 o'clock in the evening. So I did my experiment twice to compare how the shadows looked at different times in the day. You can pick different times and see how the shadows look all throughout the day. STEM activity number 3 is a nature scavenger hunt. The version that I did was I tried to find as many different colors in my yard that I could. So I tried to find some rocks, and I used some flowers, some leaves, and I just went around my yard and I tried to pick up different things that I found that were different colors. Another option that you can do for this type of activity is a scavenger hunt of objects. So you could come up with a list of things that you'd like to find. You could try to find an ant or a butterfly. You can look in the sky and see if you can find any clouds. Try to find some sticks or maybe a clover. So different things that you can find in your yard. This is a great hands-on experience for kids to explore and learn about the world around them and approach the world as little scientists. STEM activity number 4 is learning how to grow a plant. As the warmer weather is hopefully here to stay, it is a great opportunity. If you have the space in your yard, you can maybe grow a garden, or if you don't have the space, you can always use a pot and you can grow some flowers or some vegetables. Many vegetables can actually grow in pots, and this is an activity that can span over a couple months as you watch the plants grow, and you can learn a little bit of science about plants. And lastly, STEM activity number 5 is rock balancing. Flat and smooth rocks will be easier to work with, but I just used the rocks out of my garden and that seemed to work just fine. This is a great activity for kids to learn about gravity and balancing, and it puts a little engineering in there for making a structure and some art. So you can grab some rocks and try to balance away.